Hey, I'm athletes Larry Sorensen here, and today I'm going to connect with Jamie Bunch Elliott and find out what makes her an autumn athlete that's not done yet. Before we get started, please remember, if you enjoy our content, like, subscribe, and ding that bell for notifications. All right, let's begin. Jamie, thanks so much for joining us today. Why don't you start us off with a brief introduction of yourself?
Well, you already know my name. I'm 73 years old. Pickleball years, I'll be 74. That's the way they do it. I've been an athlete all my life, married, three boys.
How about career? What'd you do for a career?
Well, I went to college after high school, and that's where I actually learned to start playing golf and then did a lot of intramurals. And then after that, I became a flight attendant with a major airline, which ended up filing bankruptcy, Braniff International. And then after that, I got sucked into doing stunt work, got my SAG card, and now I'm collecting my pension after almost 18 years with the Screen Actors Guild. And I've had a very blessed life.
Well, great to meet you. Thanks so much for joining us again today. Why don't we take a little step back in time and tell us a little bit about your athletic history?
High school, played intramurals, did volleyball, basketball, and little field hockey, and that was in high school. And then in college, I did intramurals, golf, basketball, volleyball, and then just always, wanting to do sports. Like in my neighborhood, if I went to visit a girlfriend, I ran. I would always run to their house and run home. I mean, I just constantly can't sit still. I have five children, and I just stayed busy all the time doing stuff, bouncing off the walls.
So, did you participate in any other athletic endeavors? I mean, you did mention about being a stunt person or SAG. So, why don't you tell us a little bit about that? Because that's obviously a very athletic endeavor.
I had the background of being athletic, but not any particular sport. Like I wasn't a gymnast. I rode motorcycles. I was working on a film as an extra. My girlfriend talked me into doing it, and I said, I do not like doing extra work. I'm not doing it. Well, I ended up doing it. It was a Jesse Owens story filmed in Denton, Texas. And we had a late lunch, and some guy sat next to me. And we found out we had mutual interests, mutual friends. Told me about a stunt group they had called Action Coordinated Motion Picture Stunts. And I'm like, yeah, yeah, yeah. And so they brought me in under their wing, and the rest was history. And it was 18 years. I got, my SAG card, and ended up collecting my pension.
So, I'm sure our audience would be interested since it's a unique position you held. Did you get to work on any big movies or double for any big stars or anything that we might know?
Yeah, and of course, the younger audience may not know some of these films, but I worked on the Born on the Fourth of July with Tom Cruise. I worked on Dante's Peak with Pierce Bronson and Linda Hamilton, and I worked on RoboCop 1, where I doubled Nancy Allen, which was RoboCop's double. And I mean, Free Willy. I had, you can go on IMBD and look up some of the films, but it was fun. It really was. And, I mean, I would do a partial burn, and I would do a partial free fall. Like I worked off the Texas Star at the State Fair in Dallas, Texas. I would probably only do a two-story, no other high falls. I mean, wasn't worth it to me to get injured. So I let the big boys do those.
Now, you mentioned a little bit about getting injured. So, before we talk about what you're doing specifically now, why don't you fill us in on some of the setbacks that you had along the way?
I was outside, slipped off a curb on some ice at our main home, which is in Angel Fire, New Mexico. And I hit the back of my head on a curb and my back. Didn't think much about it. I got up, a little bit of cut on my hand, no big deal. Things like that just didn't bother me much. And 6 months later, after having some backache, my doctor said, let's go get an x-ray. And I said, well, it's just probably from all the golf and pickleball, because I started playing pickleball in 2009. And I just thought it was from all the golf and pickleball. So she sent me over to the next town over from Angel Fire, and had an X-ray and it showed a mass on a rib. And then I went back for a CT, which showed it was a tumor, and then had it biopsied, and it came back chondrosarcoma. It's a very rare soft bone tissue. CTs, MRIs every 3 months, and a year to date, they found a new tumor on my spine. And as they went in to get it, there was a lot of blood loss around the spine due to it being so vascular, and my legs were paralyzed. And I was in the hospital 33 days with, a lot of therapy and OT to learn how to put my socks on. I mean, little things that we take for granted, that I couldn't believe I couldn't do. And I kept telling the doctors, oh, and this was in March of 2019. And I said, I'll be back playing pickleball by December. Well, I set a goal. I didn't meet it, but I was walking in 4 months after being paralyzed. For the first 3 months, I started back walking.
There you go. Good. Right foot forward. Shift your weight to the right. Good. Tuck your bottom a little bit more forward.
Okay, because I feel like it's extended too much in front of me to get the pivot off onto my hip, but
Okay.
that's just me.
Yeah. Don't rethink. Don't overthink it.
Okay.
Right foot forward.
But I'm not using a lot of weight on my arms.
That's awesome.
Actually, at home, that's the way we.
That's probably good, Arlene.
So released, and I remembered a friend of mine, or someone that I had met when I was standing and playing pickleball, that was playing in a wheelchair. She had been in a car accident at 16 years old and was now, in her 50s or 60s in a wheelchair. So I called her up and got more information about getting a wheelchair. And now I've been playing in a sports wheelchair, and our group has formed a 501c3, and we are teaching and training other people in the area how to play in a sports chair.
Are you able to walk at all at this point? Is it just you can walk, but you're not able to move quickly or be able to play a sport? Is that?
Yeah, I'm not very stable. I walk kind of like a walking dead, or a robot. I can walk in the home without assistance. When I'm out in public, I'll walk with my ski pole that I put a rubber tip on the end point, and I'll walk with my ski pole just for safety reasons. But I'm not stable enough to play on the court. And with a spinal cord injury, your muscles and nerve endings play funny tricks on you. So I feel safer in the chair, and I'm actually really enjoying it now that I'm aging up there to play in a chair. Well, and I have ablations. An ablation is where they go in with a needle and another needle to view. And I just had one July the 10th on my liver. So I get these little metastasized nodules, which are cancer, in my lungs and my liver. And instead of doing the surgery like they used to, they go in with these fine needles, and it's like a microwave. It just goes in and burns them from the inside out. So I just had that done, and that's the best way. I just keep on trucking. I just tell people, I try not to think about my cancer. I just want to move forward. The more you dwell on stuff, negativity isn't going to get it for you. You got to be positive.
Now that you're playing, what goals or what pending events do you have, whether it be in pickleball or anything else at this point?
I've been in the chair now 3 years. I told you earlier, I started playing in 2009, and my surgery was 2019. And then I bought my chair in 2021. I was off the courts 21 months. And I told my husband, I feel like I'm going into depression. And I would go out to tournaments and help volunteer, meet my friends, see my friends, but it just wasn't enough. So I bought the chair, and now with the goals of the chair is doing our group's trying to do exhibitions to let people know about pickleball being all inclusive, that maybe you've had knee surgery or hip surgery, or you have had a spinal cord injury, or you're an amputee. It's all inclusive. And so we'll get you in a chair. We have extra chairs. Chicken and Pickle is one of our sponsors. They have 2 wheelchairs at every location. And this is to get people in the chair to learn. Whether you need it or not, we're trying to show people what it is like for us. Now, I did play in the US Open in 2021 in Naples, Florida. Came away with a bronze medal, but it's really growing out there. And then I played in the Hall of Fame tournament in Dripping Springs, Texas. That was a really neat introduction for our wheelchair. So if we can't get a wheelchair division in a tournament because not enough chairs, we offer to do a wheelchair exhibition to introduce to players and the public about what wheelchair pickleball is all about.
So are there some, I know in table tennis, you had mentioned earlier to me that you play table tennis well, and I know in table tennis, as a table tennis player, there are a couple of rule adaptations if a standing player is playing against a person in a chair. Are there any rule changes as far as pickleball is concerned, whether you're playing someone else in a chair or even if you're playing a standing person?
Yes, in a chair, you have the option of 1 or 2 bounces. So the ball could bounce on a serve or a return in your space, and then you can take it when it bounces out on the second bounce. And I've gotten 3 around the post that way because the ball has bounced out. So wheelchair players can have 2 bounces if they need it. The front casters that are in the front of the chair can go in the non-volley zone on a volley because they're considered safety wheels to keep you from turning over. But the big wheels on the side that you use to maneuver yourself, those are considered your feet. So if you go in on a volley with those, it's a fault.
You've gotten to the point of getting back into your athletic life. What do you do for training at this point, whether it's specifically for pickleball or just general health and fitness?
I do physical therapy. It'll probably be a life thing for me, twice a week. And I'm in a water tank. The water tank has a treadmill in it. So I do the treadmill 20 minutes with a jet blowing in the stomach area for stability. And then I do cycling in the PT and some Pilates, Pilates table and things like that. So my PT knows what I was like because I was going there after I had the ribs removed. So they know my ability, what I was like back in 2018. And so they work with me to get me stronger. I mean, I went in there on a walker, first in a wheelchair and a walker, and now I just go in with my cane. So that's part of it. Then I also train at our fitness center here 1 to 2 times a week, doing different machines in there and in the swimming pool walking. And then with our chicken and pickle, they donate 2 hours, 2 courts for us to train the first and third Monday in Grapevine, Texas, and the second and fourth Monday, Grand Prairie, Texas. So we can train and teach other people, but we also get to play. So that's kind of fun playing with other wheelchair people. And then I play regular rec play, usually about 2 to 3 times a week. I do my pickleball schedule, and then I do my PT schedule. There's priorities.
You're training hard. That's part of the equation, but you know, like all athletes, you've got to fuel your body correctly. So what's your approach to diet and nutrition?
Well, and this is interesting. A lot of people probably have never heard of a mineral metabolism doctor, which is what I was sent to after my tumors to get my bones strong again. So they had me on certain vitamin K, vitamin D, vitamin C, and also with, cheese, milk, any type of calcium. So other than that, she asked me the other day if I was getting enough cheese in my diet. And I said, yeah, I eat a lot of nachos because I love nachos. But for diet, no, I don't have any dietary issues at all. And I eat pretty much what I want.
So as part of your PT, do they talk to you about getting a certain amount of protein or anything to try to, build extra muscle? Or is there any guidance in that direction? Or is it just eat a balanced diet?
Yeah, balanced diet. And I mean, I just know from what I've done all my life, I do try and get enough protein because as we age out, our muscles do start getting a little bit weaker, smaller. You just don't bulk up like I used to. I mean, when I worked out, I mean, I'd walk by my girlfriend say, you'd walk by a fitness machine and your muscles would just pop out, but I do it now at 73 years old.
You had a tremendous athletic lifestyle up into your late 60s. This very difficult thing happened, and now you're back at it again. So what motivates you at this point to keep driving as hard as you are?
I do have a chair in my closet. Sometimes if I need my pity party. But I think just knowing that I need to present myself in a way to people that I'm never going to give up. You know, I mean, I say God's going to take us. We just don't know when, where, or how. And I'm not going to let cancer win. And I have 3 beautiful grandchildren, 3 beautiful boys, and a daughter-in-law, and a great husband. He's been my big support. And so that keeps me motivated. Plus, pickleball.
You know, you had your fall, I guess, but you know, I always like to ask athletic people, and maybe this was before that incident. Would you have done anything differently through your athletic career before the accident, and or maybe even the first couple of years after it?
No, I mean, I the slip on the ice, it was under the snow, and I've lived in Angel Fire for over 30 years, or close to 30 years rather. And I I just stepped off the curb to go to my car and didn't even realize that there could have been ice underneath the snow, and I just slipped. And that was the first really accident I've had in my whole life. I mean, you know, the doctors would ask you, you know, when you go in, you've ever had knee surgery? No. Ever had this surgery? No. Ever had this? Nothing. I mean, all my life at 68 when I had the first tumor on my rib, and that was the first surgery I had had besides having a baby ever.
Wow.
So I've had a great life. I really have. So I have no complaints.
Do you have any kind of a social media presence out there where we can find you and find out a little bit more maybe about wheelchair pickleball?
Yes, Facebook page, wheelchair pickleballers. And also, I have another Facebook page called Pickleballers in McKinney, Texas, and anyone can be on that. But the one for the wheelchair, they have to be involved in wheelchair, whether they're a physical therapist or something like that. And so far, those are the only 2. We're working on a website for our P3, our para pickleball program.
Okay, great. We will post all that information in the description below so you
Okay.
can go out and find Jamie if you'd like to get involved. All right, so we're going to lighten things up just for a second here and have some fun with some rapid fire questions, get to know just a little bit more about you. So why don't you tell us your favorite color?
Turquoise.
All right. Do you have a specific artist or song or genre that you like to listen to if you're working out, maybe doing your PT or getting ready for that big pickleball match?
I listen to Christian worship music, get me going.
You're going to have a relaxing night out, maybe a date night with your husband. Is it a Broadway show, maybe a movie or a concert?
Mexican food.
Okay.
Yeah, not a concert, movie maybe, but he likes to talk too much during a movie, and I can't rewind a movie out of the theater.
Okay. All right. So maybe husband's out doing something else and you're just relaxing on your own. Would it be a TV show, a book, or a podcast?
It would be TV. Seinfeld, probably.
If we could work it out, you know, even with your chair or whatever it is, would you want to skydive, scuba dive, or ride the tallest roller coaster in the world?
Ride the tallest roller coaster.
Beautiful farmhouse with lots of acreage, high-rise condo downtown in your favorite city, or a yacht big enough to live in?
Farmhouse.
Animals too?
Yes.
Any particular animals?
Horses.
Yeah, horses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Both my grandparents, well, mainly my father's parents had a big cattle ranch. So we'd spend a lot of summers and holidays there out on the cattle ranch. And I miss all that. I really like that.
So since you're a pickleball fanatic, who is your favorite female pickleball player and who's your favorite male pickleball player on the pro tour?
Oh, Tyson.
Tyson McGuffin, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
He's
In
fun to watch.
fact, one of the magazines, November, December Pickleball Magazine 2017, he's on the cover. I'm the profile player of the month in that same issue.
Oh, really? Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Awesome.
yeah, I got put in that issue, and then that was November and December, and then the next month I got diagnosed.
If you had to bottle your secret sauce to health, fitness, motivation, lifestyle, all that kind of wrapped up in one, what would be the ingredients in that recipe?
I'd say a good support group, your favorite food, and something that you like doing. I mean, Mondays and Thursday nights, I play game and cards with girlfriends. And I really look forward to that. You know, it's not getting out and playing pickleball or table tennis, but it's sitting around and laughing with my friends. So I think laughter, you've got to have laughter in your life, no matter what's going on. And with the political stuff going on, I try not to watch it. The Olympics, I record, I fast forward to what I want to watch in the Olympics. And I watch a lot of Seinfeld to get me back laughing.
Jamie, I want to thank you so much for joining us today and letting us know what makes you an autumn
Thanks,
athlete.
Larry.
It's not done yet. You're very inspiring to all of us. I'd like to close up today to just give you a minute to give us any final thoughts.
Well, as I told you, I have a motto, and mine is where there's a wheel, there's a way. So with our group, where there's a will, there's a way, and people just need to stay positive, have good energy, and no matter what's going on in your life, don't give up.
Well, there you go, folks. Jamie
Yeah.
Bunch Elliott. She is definitely an autumn athlete that's not done yet. Remember, moving, set your own goals, and train hard to achieve them. Thanks so much for watching, and we will see you next time.
Thank you. Bye.